Salutations and welcome to Shauna's Kitchen, where every day is a new day, and today we are getting ready for the holidays. You might have noticed I've done a little decor change if you've been here before. If so, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome in to the kitchen. And today we're working on vegan oat almond dark chocolate chip cookies. My vegan friends will be coming over, and to celebrate, I'm getting their holiday package put together. So today's all about Vegan Day. So you may see 2 or 3 videos pop up, and that's because I'm only working on my Vegan Day. And then some of the other videos you may have already noticed or caught would be like the truffles and such that are not vegan related. So what I've done is I put together different containers so that I can keep track of what is what, and I make my treats and put it together and ready for delivery. So inside would be any kind of my special candies, and then around that will be the cookies that are going to be created, or any other things like pies or whatever I decide to do, because each family is different. And I put together different ones so I can keep track of, they're all color coordinated, as well as if they're 1 person, 2 people, my diabetic friends, vegan friends. Each category needs to be kept separate because it's really important to me when it comes to allergies or health and safety to be appropriate with not only my ingredients and how my health and safety for keeping clean, but also just because it's a peace of mind for me to know I'm doing a good job for my friends and family as well. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the 12 ingredients. This is part of the 12 holiday hacks that you can do that we are putting together. And so without further ado, here are your 12 ingredients that you're going to need to get together. And I've already pre-measured everything. So from the most to the least, we have 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of oat flour, and 1/2 cup of almond flour. Now, here is the hack for day 1. If you do not want to buy oat flour or almond flour, you can simply make your own. Many people already in their pantry have almonds or your quick oats. And that one ingredient is all you need to make either of those. And all you need to do is stick it in a Ninja. Only put 1/4 cup at a time in there. And then, as you can see, I left one in there to show you. This is my oat flour. And it's literally ready to go. So there's hack on day 1 of our holiday hack series. So without further ado, which we've actually used that same hack twice here. Now, that was part of our dry ingredients. And then you're also going to need 1 teaspoon each of Himalayan salt and baking soda. We're going to set that aside. Over here is 1 cup of my packed brown sugar, which I made myself, which is a 2 ingredient, and that's day 2 hack that you can see down below, which has already been made. And then on top is 1/2 cup of regular granulated white sugar. And then in this cup here, we have 1/4 cup each of coconut oil, which I use this virgin coconut oil for my vegan friends and for my animals and ourselves. And then this also has my vegan butter that has been melted down, and that was 1/4 cup as well. And here is 1/4 cup of my raw honey. So that's the first thing we're going to do is be putting in our sugars, our honey, and then the butter and the coconut oil and the honey. And we're going to give that a moment to mix together in the stand mixer. But I wanted to tell you exactly how to get them. We are blending together the sugars and the butters and oil to make a creamy texture. And you're going to want to do that for literally 3 to 5 minutes on a medium until your color actually changes from the color it is now into a lighter, creamier looking texture. And while you're doing that is when you can measure out your dry ingredients, which I've already showed you and set on the side. This is my mini sifter, and as I get ready to add those ingredients into the stand mixer, when we do the dry ingredients, I will be sifting them in by hand then. You're also going to want, after you've put in your dry ingredients, so once again, we're creaming our butters and sugars and oils, then we're adding our dry ingredients, which is this cup here, which is already pre-measured. Then the very last thing that we're going to do is, once that is combined, we're going to add in a teaspoon. Now here's your choice. Vanilla extract, this is my homemade, or you can add in a liquor of choice. I have a brown sugar bourbon, so I'm doing a teaspoon of each. One of the vanilla and one of the brown sugar bourbon, just for added taste, and it will add to the brown sugar that I've already made myself, and to the vegan butter as well. Once that is combined, I will give it the pinch test and find out how the humidity and the temperature is affecting my cookie dough. Yes, that really does matter. And the reason it matters is because we are using a melted oil and butter combination. And when you're doing that, it is going to depend on whether your cookies are going to spread apart or hold together. Now, when I do my pinch test, if it feels that is a little too moist or too mushy, then I'm going to go ahead and refrigerate the whole bowl covered for a half an hour to an hour, and then I'm going to prepare another dough in the meantime while that's setting up, which will be the vegan pumpkin peanut butter dark chocolate chip cookies, which will also be another video attached below. And if the dough has a nice stiff ball texture where it turns into a ball, and I can go ahead and put them straight onto the cookie sheet and do the press test, I will then add my brown sugar and cinnamon to the top of that. Now, because this is my vegan cookie, I also have a vegan dark chocolate chip sprinkle. Anything I create that is vegan, I am going to add this at the very end, so I'm keeping track of my vegan treats. It'll give them also a peace of mind so they know I really was making it vegan. All right, so without further ado, there's our 12 ingredients. I'm going to go ahead and cream up this coconut oil, the vegan butter, and the honey. And we will get right back to you and show you the next step. All right, so I have set it up so you can see a little bit better. I'll go ahead and move things around. So at this point, you can see that our coconut oil, it has like a white texture. It does not come together. It almost looks like a flour. So this is the texture that we're going for. The next thing that I'm going to do is going to sift in our dry ingredients. Oop. Now, those were all pretty mixed up already. I'm more concerned with the baking soda as well as my flour. All right. Oh, that's looking beautiful. Oops. That's all right. Could have used the bigger one, I know. Okay, now we're going to set that down for just a second because I'm going to actually need that again in a moment. Now we're going to go ahead and those aren't big pieces. We're going to get that baking soda and salt in there. That's really the important one, is that baking soda. Nothing worse than biting into a cookie with a big old hunk of baking soda. Alright, all the baking soda is through. That is actually my salt, which Himalayan salt is a little bigger, so I don't mind that going in. And we'll set this aside. Now, I still have either your choice 2 teaspoons of vanilla or a teaspoon of alcohol of choice and vanilla extract, and my dark chocolate chips. which I use the Enjoy Life brand. Okay, we're going to go ahead and mix this. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Remember, I still have that 1/4 cup of oat flour that we created, and we're going to see if we're going to need that or not. But we're going to mix this up and take a look at what we have. Now, I'm going to go grab my other top so that I'm not poofing flour anywhere. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop. And yes, I did use my top when I started. Just didn't need it very long. All right, so I wanted to show you what the texture looked like. Almost looks like a pie crust. See how it scrapes down? Now, when I grab it, it holds together. I could easily make a ball with that. So, I'm going to set that back down. I see one little chunk of a nut. Get rid of that. And now we're going to go ahead and add in our vanilla and bourbon. I'm going to lock back up. I'm going to go ahead and run it again. Just long enough to get these guys combined. Alright. Stop. And there you have it. It definitely is going to make a ball. So I'm going to go ahead and get my oven turned on. I'm going to preheat to check, make sure nothing's in. Then I'm going to preheat to 350. Turn on my light. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring back the pan, and I'm going to do some of these that are plain and then the rest with chocolate chips. So I'll bring you right back, and we will get ready to put them in the oven. We are preheating at 350. Okay, so now we're getting ready to get their cookies put together. And as you can see, the chocolate chips are not in my mix. I do use my ice cream scoop. So I'm getting close to the same size on all of them. I told you some were going to be left plain and some were going to be mixed with chocolate chips. And this is not going to be a huge amount, but remember, I don't have a lot of vegan friends. Most of my treats are not vegan, but this is vegan day, so we're getting it together. I'm hoping for about 1.5 dozen of each of my cookies that I'm making today. And then, so half will have chocolate chips and half will not. And then from there, we will go on to our next kind. So I just wanted to let you see what that was looking like so far. This is what it looks like after I've flattened it. And I'm literally using my hand and I go back. Now, these 4 are plain. That's 2 cookies each person. I have 2 vegan friends. And then these will be rolled in a cinnamon sugar and then pressed down. And then these will be starting my chocolate chip. And the rest of this will be the chocolate chip as well. So I'll bring you back and show you when I have that ready. Alright, here's our first batch ready to go in the oven. There's 4 of the chocolate chip. And then these have been rolled in plain sugar. And these are simply plain. And I still have more to go in. So we'll put these in. I also used a fork and did the X pattern on them just to make them a little more cohesive on sizing. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in for 12 minutes and then we'll take a look at them. I'm going to get my next tray up and going and get the rest of these ready to go. Alright, I have the last 4 cookies to pull out of the oven. So it has a nice little crunchy texture around this outside part right here. Sorry, that was not on the camera. About the width of my pinky, and then the rest of it is incredibly soft and moist and gooey. So I hope you enjoyed this episode on how to make a vegan oat almond dark chocolate chip cookie. Super fantastic. If you like this or you know someone that may enjoy it, like, share, subscribe, tag it, share it. Tell me what you would do differently. Let me know if you gave it a try. See you on the next episode.